In this video, I'm finishing my turbo Hayabusa swapped Raptor 700, also securing a new engine, as well as getting the frame powder coated, and possibly getting this thing ready for the streets and having it street legal. So guys, stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so what we gotta do is break this frame in half, and we got some tabs here I need to weld. Also, I gotta plug up these holes in the aluminum frame. I think I'm gonna change the way this mounts. It's pretty hard to believe that this frame holds the entire quad together. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of welding to do on here. Alright, so basically I'm going to take this flat stock and shove it in here. Oh, but it doesn't fit, so I'm going to have to trim it and contour it to that shape. So I've got to say, HTP's Revolution 2500 sure does a good job of welding that thick aluminum. Although if you're going to be welding a lot of thick aluminum, you really need to get a 300 amp machine. This is only a 250, but hey, 1/4 inch aluminum works just fine. So now I got to redo these top bars because I'm kind of going for a more OEM looking style, and also got to make sure I have enough room up top there to be able to remove my air plenum. So I cut the radiator brace off, and that's why I'm welding these nuts in, so we could make a removable radiator brace for the bottom mount. Okay, so we got these upper bars welded right here at the seams. Now I am a little bit worried about it cracking, so I'm going to add in a little bit more triangulation in this frame right here, and then add a couple more bars up here. You know, to not where it's overkill, just enough to where it's strong enough. Because we literally went from 40 horsepower to 200 horsepower, 250 maybe at the most. And yeah, we gotta make sure this thing is beefy, could survive dunes and jumps and off-road and street and drag and everything.
Here I'm doing some riv nuts for the fuel cell, the fuel tank mounts. A couple of people asked why don't I just use the stock gas tank from the Raptor. Well, there's no way it'll fit. Now I could probably gut the gas tank and shove all the wiring harness inside the gas tank for a clean look.
I got my gas tank all mounted up nice and flushly. I also raised up the rear swing arm to check for clearance. Okay guys, so we got to weld all the underneath of this quad and then we can take it to powder coating.
shiny. It should dull a little bit.
Really?
When it cools down.
I like it.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so I just want to give a huge shout out to CA Technologies for powder coating my stuff same day. Literally only took like an hour or two. So really huge shout out to CA Technologies. Let me show you some of the stuff they carry. Endless amount of side-by-side parts. You got control arms, you have dog bones, you have trailing arms here, just all sorts of stuff. If you have a side-by-side, definitely check him out. A lot of folks thought this place was located in California because of the name, but no, this place is located in Tennessee.
Next up, I needed to secure another Hayabusa donor motor, so I found one in Atlanta from Daniel Cycles. Did kind of overpay a little bit for this one, but hey, it was low miles, clean engine, and by the way, just listen to this guy's ringtone. So I had to prepare this engine to be shoved in the quad. I deleted this pair valve exhaust system. So basically what this does is it fools emissions, it tricks the emissions, and it also causes lean backfires. So I did make my own little block off plates. And next up, I'm taking out this oil restrictor. This is a must when you delete the oil cooler. And then I'm going to tap these engine holes, engine mounts. You'll see why later. The engine was missing a stator, so I took my chances on this Chinese stator, and then I had my little sister help me put this thing in the quad. I was actually surprised I got all my clearances right. Everything fit in really nice and tight, so I'm super happy.
So you can see why I threaded these holes is because you can't just slip a long bolt in there. So I'm using drain plugs to secure the engine. Probably not the strongest way. Alright, so I'm installing my Nerf bars, and I welded on these tubes to accept this part of the tube, but we have to go ahead and we gotta cut the tube right here and extend it so that it can plug into there. Pretty simple task.
I'm gonna pop off that clutch cover and install some heavy duty clutch springs. Also just check and see if there's any sludge or weird signs in the motor.
So yeah, these are some really beefy springs. Alright, so with all this power, we've got to upgrade our brakes. So that's why I got these 6-piston billet calipers straight from France. Absolutely beautiful. These will match the caliper in the rear. They do clear over 10-inch wheels. They're specifically designed for that. Now I have these on my crossguard. If they can stop a 700-pound crossguard, then they could certainly stop this ATV. got me an anti-vibration steering stem. Okay, so now we're gonna pull our oil pan and weld in an oil return line, a bung for that, and then figure out our oil lines. Okay, so we got a very clean oil pan. Very nice, very nice. That right there, my friends, is boiling gas. I'm testing to see if the plug is leaking. So far, so good.
Now you can see that the intake fits in perfectly, no clearance issues. Someone was saying it wasn't going to fit, but it does fit. Next up, we're going to finish welding the intercooler piping, although we're probably going to have to redo it later once we add headlights or maybe bigger shocks. That reservoir is going to get in the way. So this is just kind of temporary for now. So I got my coolant lines routed. I had to modify the crap out of the radiator. And we still got to add a fan. And then still got to make room for a steering stabilizer, which is going to mount to that thing right there. It's quite a lot of stuff here in a very small package. Alright, I've been plugging things up for the past hour. The wiring harness is a mess, but we got it to crank. So by the way, I'm going to check and see if we have oil coming out of here. Good oil pressure. No oil pressure. What? Alright guys, I got everything hooked up. Nerves are at an all-time high. About to start the quad. I've got my oil line here to see if it builds oil pressure. I probably should have sprayed fogging oil
in the cylinders, but oh well. It should just start right up. Brand new fuel pump, everything. Wow. It's got oil pressure. Didn't really hear a whistle. So because the engine is at such a down angle, it took 4 quarts of oil instead of 3. It's probably going to need 4.5 quarts with all the oil lines. Kind of disappointed I didn't hear a whistle. What an experience. I mean, quarter throttle, I could already hear the turbo spooling up. I don't want to blow this thing up though. I got a million more parts I need to order. Wideband boost gauge, fuel pressure regulator, and all the safety stuff. Also, I know you guys might roast me on these plastics, on these tires. So excited. Long time in the making, guys. But with that being said, I'll catch you in the next episode. Stay tuned. Peace. God bless.
Guys, if any of you want to sponsor a full racing suit and racing boots, go ahead and email me. I would highly appreciate it. Also, if you want to support the channel, go ahead and check out my members page or my Patreon. This is my most expensive build to date, so I definitely need some help. Any help is much appreciated. Also, thanks to my existing Patreons and members. And also, if you just watch the channel, if you're subscribed, if you leave likes, thank you guys. It means a lot. That being said, I'll catch you next one.